The organization dubbed America's team is in tatters. Here's why. Cole Sports presents on the daily. Well, welcome VIP back to my channel. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Cole Johnson's on the mic on the daily. It's on tap, presented by Cole Sports. It's Monday. It's a wonderful Monday. It's a November starting Monday. Oh, okay. It's the 2nd of November, but it's Monday. And you know what we do. You know how we get down on Mondays. It's time for the list. And we are going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys now. I know, we endlessly talk about this team. We hear Cowboys fan go almost Shakespearean in the, well, they get ratings all the time. I mean, look for the example. They are 2-5, or 2-5, I'm sorry. They this past Sunday, yesterday, they played against a 2-4-1 Eagles squad. So if you really need to know how powerful the NFC East is, that game is proof because they played that game on Sunday night. And no, it's not the end of the season where you would tend to have these types of battles against clubs that may have not the most stellar of records. However, that is not the case here. We're in week 8. I'm sorry. We're at the end of week 8, and we have the Cowboys who is circling the drain a cool way of saying it? I guess it is. Yeah, they're circling the drain. And here's why they're circling the drain. 5 reasons as to why they are. Number 1, no defense. I mean, a Pop Warner team on defense could play better than the Cowboys can. I mean, they can't stop nosebleeds. They can't stop colds. Oh, okay, well, let me stop joking. They're the worst team against the run. They have given up the most yards on the run, stopping the run. They can't put pressure on the quarterback. I mean, name your pass rusher on the Cowboys defense. Please name me one, please. Wow, Cowboys fan, you're pretty silent. Exactly. You really don't have one. Supposed to be DeMarcus Lawrence, but where is he? The only bright spot on this defense, if you could even say it's one, is Aldon Smith. That's the only bright spot on your defense. And you're led by a guy in Mike Nolan who was a he was a form of his, I guess, good self when he left the league in 2014. Now he is 6 years later. He's brought on by Mike McCarthy, who is the head coach of the team. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But it's sort of like a buddy thing. When I get on board, I'll put you on my staff. Okay, so Nolan's on the staff. Nolan's doing nothing. And that defense is doing absolutely nothing. It is putrid. Here's number 2 reason as to why the Cowboys season in 2020 is in shambles. And that is, well, the quarterback of the team's ankle is in shambles. Not a joke. It's the truth. Dak Prescott's injury at home against the Giants, that really was, to me, the end of any type of respectable season the Cowboys could have had. Now, I know you can argue and say, well, they've been playing from behind almost every game. True, yes, no question. However, at least the Cowboys showed some fight, some sign of life when number 4 was behind center. They seem to galvanize behind him because they certainly didn't with Dalton, and they barely are doing it with what's the quarterback's name that started last night? Oh yes, Ben DiNucci. I mean, Whether the Cowboys want to admit it or not, they need to pay Dak Prescott his money. Whatever he wants, you need to slide it to the center of the table because you have a proven NFL quarterback who only started one game. I'm sorry, started two games, only completed one, and he only gave you one touchdown in the what 7 quarters he played for the team. Well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, the 7, 8, 9 quarters he's played for the team. It's an embarrassment of embarrassments that you have this injury happen to the Cowboys, and Dak Prescott, unfortunately, with his absence, is proving that he's worth the money that the Cowboys should pay him. The third reason as to why the Cowboys 2020 season or the 2020 season is in shambles. Look at that offensive line. I mean, injury after injury after injury. Lyle Collins, Tyron Smith. I mean, it's just, I mean, they're just wrecked with injuries. And the ones who are in place, you might as well have nobody in front of the quarterback. It's that bad. And it's so bad that I think the confidence or lack thereof has seemed to transfer itself to the running back Ezekiel Elliott. And the talk is, all right, he got his money. He got that contract extension last year that he wanted to get and he held out for in training camp last year. He finally got his contract. Now he needs to play up to his abilities, and he's not. He's not rushing as stout as he was. He's not taking care of the ball like he did the previous few years he's been on the team. And it shows that the focus of Dak, or I should say the leadership of Dak, I think shows and shines brightest with Elliott and the lack of the execution that Zeke is showing. And it's unfortunate because he is the glue in terms of production, I mean, in the Cowboys' success or failure, because that team is built to have him run the ball. And I really do believe it's the fact that McCarthy's schemes hurts Zeke in his ability to gain yards and confidence and momentum because he's not that type of coach, which leads me to number 4. The fourth reason as to why the 2020 Cowboys season is in shambles, the former Packers head coach and now current Cowboys head coach, Mike McCarthy. Now, he knows the game. I cannot debate that. He knows the game. I mean, he's forgotten stuff he's forgotten more things than I know. So he's good in that front. He has a ring to show for it. He can flash the Super Bowl ring in my face and anybody else's face. So he's pedigreed. He has knowledge of the game. He's a decent offensive mind. I mean, he knows the game and he knows offenses. But quite frankly, can I be frank with you, Cowboys fan? Mike McCarthy is coaching as if he's there to collect the check. You know, like what the players back in the late 80s that Michael Irvin, when he was part of the team, said that he saw a lot of before Jimmy Johnson became the head coach of the team. He said he just saw a lot of guys who were just there to collect the check. Well, Mike McCarthy looks like he's coaching there to collect the check. It's almost as if Jason Garrett is still on the squad. That is how bad the Cowboys look. And I'm not saying this as an insult or a joke. I mean, look at the product. Look at how the offense is run and look at how the defense is run. The offense looks just like the same this year as opposed to last year because they have a run-based offense, but they throw so often. And the defense, sometimes it wants to invest in playing, and sometimes it doesn't. What's the difference between the team in 2019 and the team in 2020? I don't see one. So it's almost as if Jason Garrett didn't even leave the squad. It's that bad. It's that bad. And then the final reason as to why the Cowboys 2020 season is in shambles, Gerald Jones. Yeah. Him. Gerald Jones. He is the reason the main reason, in my opinion, as to why the Cowboys season is circling the drain this year, last year, and the previous 22 before this one, because he believes he knows it all. Not doubting his football acumen. He played football, so he knows the sport. He may not have played on the professional level. He played at the collegiate level. University of Arkansas National Championship team in 1961, if I'm not mistaken. So he knows the game and he knows business. But the problem is he wants to inject himself too much in the football aspect of things, the executive aspect of football. His son, Steven, is a little better at that. Why he does not give his son full reign on the general managership portion of the team, I have no earthly clue. But what I do know is that Gerald puts his hands too much in the product, and it shows on the field far too often. In fact, he mentioned in that debacle in DC, that 25-3 L that they took in FedEx Field against the Washington NFL franchise or Washington football team. He said that the team lacks leadership. The team lacks leadership. But you know what? In the 31 years that man has owned the team, I don't think no truer words are ever spoken. But the problem is, Gerald, look in the mirror. You, my friend, lead them all. So if there is a leadership problem, guess where you need to look? Get up from your chair, walk into the bathroom, and look in that mirror and stare at him. The leadership problem is you, Gerald. So to recap, the 5 reasons as to why I believe the Cowboys 2020 season is circling the drain and is in shambles. No defense. I mean, they're like Swiss cheese. Dak Prescott's injury, which is going to put him out for a year. The team's morale has gone all the way down to twos because of that. The offensive line is battered and bruised and scarred and injured, and it also is having a direct negative effect on Ezekiel Elliott. Mike McCarthy is coaching basically like he's Jason Garrett 2.0. And, well, Gerald leads the team. I mean, he owns the team, so they're pretty much doomed in whatever they have to do to make sure the team runs. That is why, unfortunately, the Cowboys, they still might even win the NFC East, but they're going to be a horrible team down the stretch come 2020 because they simply do not have a focal point or a rallying cry to support them and to motivate them to greatness or victory. It's unfortunate. Now, if you want this wonderful shirt that I am wearing, this wonderful shirt that I'm modeling and styling off for you, well, the description box below has all the details as to where to get that. Now, if you feel as though that there's another reason as to why the Cowboys are just in tatters and in shambles and they're tanking, stinking up the joint, or if you believe that the team is actually on the right course, either way, it doesn't matter to me. Like this video, and I want to hear what you have to say. Comment below because your opinion does matter, VIP. And don't forget, hit that notification bell and don't forget to subscribe to the Cole Sports channel for On the Daily and Another Thing or any other Cole Sports programming that comes and emanates from my channel. Well, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much, VIP. I love you. I love you. I love you. For all of us here at Cole Sports, I'm Cole Johnson, and this has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily.